Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste, Salam, Sobon, and salutations. Here's an update on my FNB fraud case. For those of you who don't know, on Monday the 11th, I found out that my business account was defrauded for about 8,000 and only had about 8,000 in the account. They removed all of that. About 22 to 23 transactions went off in 2 days. Most of it, about 18 on one particular day, 9th of August. On Monday the 11th, I reported it to FNB, and I was told by the fraud department that within 48 hours, I will be contacted by a consultant from the fraud department who will then work on my case. Today, as I'm recording this, it's Thursday, the 21st of August, and by this morning, I had not been contacted by anyone from FNB. I was given no update whatsoever, nothing. However, by about 10 o'clock this morning when I contacted FNB, I was told that my monies were refunded into my account. Okay, go and check the account. Lo and behold, most of the monies, about 90%, had been credited. And how do I know it's about 90%? Because I then did a reconciliation and I found out that, which FNB didn't know, they said my money has been transferred to my account. About 4 transactions were not credited. So I had to go back and check all the transactions, reconcile the amounts, and then they said, oh, okay, we see that this is the problem here, and then they're going to attend to it. So firstly, did get the money back, but no correspondence from FNB. And then even when they're refunding, they're not actually checking that all the monies have been refunded to your account. You have to go and do the check to make sure that all the transactions have been credited. Now, I did log a complaint to them, of course, and also the call center, no, really need to improve the service. I was pushed from pillar to post when the call got cut. The lady never called me back. I had to call back then from one person to another, one department to another. But now, most importantly, what I want to know from FNB is what happened. I'm glad my money is back in my account. It should be back in my account because it was a fraudulent transaction. And for FNB to allow 15 to 18 transactions in a row, 999, 999, 199, 199, 999, to go off your account, there was no flag on FNB's side. That is a major concern. It never popped up on FNB's screens. They never flagged the transactions. They just allowed it to continue. Then the amounts set in a reserve because it showed as my balance. It showed money in my account. It didn't bring me to zero. It showed that the money was still there. These transactions were held in reserve, whatever that is. So I wasn't overtly worried. I thought the monies were going to clear because I was paid by 2 clients. So that's hence I didn't react on the weekend. Now what I'm interested in is, and I have contacted FNB and I will get to senior people there, I want to know on behalf of myself and you, the public, what happened with that transaction. How did those transactions happen? What mechanisms did FNB have in place? If so, the system failed. Why did it fail? How did it fail? How do we stop this from happening again? Because my issue, I've got numerous people coming back to me from Standard Bank, Netbank, said the same thing has happened to them. And they've been waiting for months and months. So firstly, I'm glad within 10 days my money is being refunded. Maybe it has to do with my social media presence that I've been tagging FNB and saying that I'll follow up the case and that they escalate to the matter. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But it shouldn't be the case. Everyone should be treated the same. However, I did push FNB for a response and a quick response. So now I'm interested to know if they come back to me. I want to know what happened. How did this happen? How do we stop it from happening again? Because there's a lot of talk about insiders in the banks that are doing this. And a lot of people have not been paid for months, and the bank is actually rejecting the claim as well. So firstly, I'm glad my money's in my account. But now I'm more interested in what went on. FNB, I'm on your case. You can dollar.
Dollar what you must, dollar what you crave, but don't dollar flop, don't dollar with the masala.